Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're going to be starting the Necrolord Covenant campaign with my undead warlock. So the campaign is called The Art of War and chapter 1 is called Loyal to the Primus. So this is the introduction to the Necrolord Covenant in Maldraxxy. And the quest is to go and see Baroness Draka, and here is the seat of the Primus. The entrance is up the steps, basically in the skirt of the statue. So this is the Covenant Hall for the Necrolords. I think most people have seen that by now. Hello Draka.
Always ready for battle.
Taking the seat. Welcome back to the fight, Chantico. It's good to be back,
Strength
Draka.
comes from the heart.
Strength comes from the heart, indeed, Draka. Welcome to our house. Your ties to the other covenants had me doubting you would return. I see now that was foolish of me. Outsider or not, you have stood bravely beside the armies of Maldraxxus. I am confident the Primus would have welcomed you into our ranks with pride. Oh, that's nice. One day he might return as well, but we cannot afford to wait. In the Primus's absence, I will name you a Necrolord of Maldraxxus. Quest objectives: speak with Baroness Draka to be inducted as a Necrolord in the Maldraxxus Covenant Hall. I think I'll do that. So Baroness Draka's stepping up, taking charge, and she's going to lead everybody, and she's making decisions that she thinks the Primus would be proud of. So that's really kind of cool, isn't it? You will learn the following, and we're going to start getting our Covenant abilities if you'd played through the campaign. But because we chose Necrolord earlier, we already have them on our action bars, as you can see.
Blood and thunder.
Are you ready to join the ranks of the Necrolords? I am ready, Draka. Come. Oh, we're going to walk with her, okay. And we will skip through because
True defenders of Maldraxxus.
everybody's seen these
Hear
advert
my words.
order halls by now. They're all pretty much the same, just slightly different decor and slightly different locations for each of
We
the
now hold this sanctum,
elements.
thanks to the deeds of this mortal who stands with our covenant.
I didn't do it all on my own. You did an awful lot of it, Draka.
Though the Primus has long been absent from these halls, the Maw Walker embodies the virtues he instilled in the 5 houses.
Oh, that's a great compliment from her, isn't it? Uh-oh, look, Vash. Still a bit unnerved by
Step
Vash being
forward,
here.
mortal, and raise your rune blade.
Oh, right, it's in the circle for me to stand in. Right, and then click. Raise the rune blade, okay?
Our covenant grows strong. Victory for Maldraxxus. Victory for the Shadowlands.
She's very good at rallying the troops, isn't she? Welcome to our house. This is our war to win, Maw Walker. It is now yours as well. And you would get the Fleshcraft shield. So it's a channeled shield that gives you protection against damage for a while. It can sometimes be really useful, to be honest, especially if you pop it up before you enter a big fight. I think that's the most useful location for it. It's quite a long one to channel if you're already in combat, so we've already got that on our action bar there. And now we get the other one. This is the class ability this time. Power of the Primus. As a Necrolord, your duty is to defend the Shadowlands. To carry out such service, the Primus grants us his strength. Yeah, so this is going to be our class-based ability. Stand upon the altar of the Primus, let his power become your own. Quest objective: kneel before the Primus and receive his power. And for a warlock, it's the decimating bolt ability. So the ability you get here depends on your class, obviously. Check out which ones you want if you haven't played a Maldraxxy before. Pick the class that you'd like to play here and go for it. And to be honest, you can play anything unless you're going for the very highest end content. You can play anything you feel like. And if you're going for the highest end content, I'm sure there's plenty of people who will be very happy to tell you which abilities to go for. And I'm sure people doing that are probably not watching my videos anyway. Alexandra's Mograine, yes, he's here too. Stood side by side with Vash, that seems a bit weird. I will not squander this opportunity, Lady Vash. It seems really weird that Lady Vash has given us good advice. That just seems so wrong considering what she's been like to us in the rest of the story. And there's the statue of the Primus. So this must be the altar. Yes, it's all lit up green for us to stand on. Okay, let's interact. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's get a screenshot of that.
Within you lies the courage, might, and guile to conquer your rivals.
Oh, it's nice to have the statue give us a line for his lines.
Unto you I bestow this power. Defender of Maldraxxus.
Defender of Maldraxxus. You now have your decimating bolt ability. If you talk to Draco quickly. Hey, the statue spoke to me.
For the honor of the Blade Sword.
Power of the Primus. You are a Necrolord, Chantico. We stand strong, and you will learn the ability Decimating Bolt. Right, so we could pick the quest of Hero of Renown and get shown around the Covenant, but we've done that a few times now, and I think all the sanctums are pretty much the same. Different decor, different layouts, but they're pretty easy to follow their way around, so we'll skip where the skip is available. There you go, so we are still in chapter 1. So let's talk to Baroness Draka. Collective Soul. You know conflict as well as any soldier in Maldraxxus, Walker. But we do not fight alone. There is a great wisdom in leaning on the strengths of your allies. That is the Maldraxxi way. Ah. Speak to Plague Deviser Marileth. He will show you how to soulbind. Ah, yeah. And best reap its benefits. Quest objectives. Speak with Plague Deviser Marileth about the soulbinding process. Right, so we go get our soulbind. Our first soulbind and get shown how to use that now. So that's pointing us over to this wing of the Order Hall. And then down to the right. There's Plague Deviser Marileth, and there's the soulbinding unit.
Ah, my apprentice, you return at last.
So here's where we are for that in this
Good to see you, my apprentice.
I'm so pleased to see you again, my apprentice. He keeps insisting we're his apprentice. Poor guy's mind's not quite right.
Getting something?
Come on, we're simpatico. Soulbinding is a wondrous process. I invite you to bind with me to learn how it works. But in time, you might bind with others. Oh, bless him, he's a sweetie really, even though his mind's a little bit cuckoo and he is a little bit crazy in places, but he's been through a lot, poor guy. I have known many soulbinds, but the foremost of them all was Margrave Stradama. Her knowledge, talent and kindness became a part of who I am. Now and forever, it is a bond we share. Aww, which tells us exactly how much she meant to him, which is why he went to try and save her. I only hope to be so useful to you, my apprentice. Bound together, I shall grant you all I can and aid you even when we are apart. Quest objectives. Complete the soulbinding ritual with Plague Deviser Marileth. Oh, so he's going to be our first guy. He is kind of a sweetie, but I am a little bit concerned about his slightly unhinged brain. If we soulbind with him, will that make us even more deranged than we already are? And since we're an undead, is that a good soulbind for him? I'm not quite sure about that one. Okay, well, let's go get our first soulbind then.
Why do I feel hollow?
Oh, it's because you've lost Marileth, isn't it?
Oh,
Maybe binding with him will help him.
Exciting.
Ta-da! Right, let's speak to him.
Any new ideas?
Our
work
shared
then?
knowledge will benefit all of Maldraxxus. I certainly hope so. So now we should get access to the Soulbind Plague Deviser Marilith at the altar place.
Thank you again for all of your help.
A journey made together. Binding souls is but the first step. Over time, the power of our bond will grow in strength and manifest itself in the form of amazing new abilities. To tap into this newfound strength, all you must do is place your hand upon the Forge of Bonds. There is no price to pay. The only limitation is your connection to the Necrolords. Quest objective: activate a Soulbind power using the Forge of Bonds, and you will receive these 3 abilities that you can equip into your Soulbind. So let us go do that, shall we? So we get a potency conduit, a enhancement conduit, and a finesse conduit, and the conduits you get are based on your particular class and spec. At least class. I'm not sure about spec actually, I haven't done more than one person, but they're definitely related to your class. So if we click on the first item, the volatile solvent, which is an ability specifically to this particular guy. Fleshcraft consumes a corpse essence completely. Okay, so we get an extra benefit alert based on the creature type, so it gives us a buff to our shield, which is a covenant ability, so that's kind of cool. Right, let's activate that, and then we can take a look at the first of our conduits. That is going to give us to start us off.
What have you created today?
May we prove worthy allies for the battles to come. And we get the 3
Keep an
items.
open mind.
Conduits, what are they for? While the benefits of soulbinding are substantial, you may strengthen them further through the use of conduits. Conduits act to channel the anima of our bond in a myriad of ways, vastly increasing both of our potential. Let us test out the ones I have given you. Fear not, many others like it can be found throughout the Shadowlands. Quest objective: add the conduits to the Forge of Bonds and apply one to a slot on Plague Deviser Marilith. So let's do that. As we know, each soulbind gives some abilities that are unique to them, and then of course the ones we can equip are the conduits into the little marked slots. So we have got 3, so let's right click them to pop them in. So fatal decimation potency conduit, decimating bolts, missiles deal 50% increased damage, so that's a really cool one. I really like that one. So you can right click to add them. So Shade of Terror, Finesse, Fear withstands more damage. Your fear effects can withstand 100% more damage before breaking. So that's, I think that's particularly good in like PvP. Exude Vitality, the Endurance conduit. Drain life heals for 44% of the amount drained over 9.1 seconds, so it increases the healing that we get, so that's useful, especially if you're out doing solo stuff on the world. So pick whatever you want based on what you're doing or what you plan to be doing. Right, so which one shall we go for? Do you know what, Druid? So we could boost Drain Life, we could boost our Fear ability, or we can boost our Decimating Bolt. So I think we'll use that one, because that's our Covenant ability, and I think it'd be nice to play around with that and see how good it can be, especially if it's buffed a bit. Right, so how far in can we go on the tree? So we can add... Okay, we can add our Drain Life ability as well, so we can add 2 of our conduits for now. Alright, so which one of these do we want to go for then? I think this one looks more useful for actually doing stuff around the map, so we'll go with that. Then that's as far as we can get for now. We need to get our renown up a little bit further to go further into the tree. Lovely, right, so I think we've figured out how to do that.
I always have time for my brightest pupil.
Our bond will grow in strength over time, but for now, your training is complete. No rest for the dead. Excellent work, my apprentice. You have completed your training and are now a true Necrolord. That also means you've taken on additional responsibilities. Such is the burden of genius. I believe Baroness Dracker wanted to have a word with you. Quest objective, report to Baroness Dracker. We'll get an emblem of renown and we'll get a piece of the Covenant Order Hall set. In this case we get the pants. And they'll start at item level 155. And as you can see from some of the world quests we've already picked up better, so we'll definitely want to collect the set though because of the appearances. Right, so let's go back and find Dracker. I'm going to assume she's in the place where we left her in front of the statue. Yes, she is. Lovely, that should be easy to find her then.
We have agreed to parley, despite your house's treason. Now speak.
Oh, we have visitors.
Garmal is no friend of ours. If you would have us, we would join your cause.
Ah, right, so the traitor has people within his ranks that are not agreeing with what he has to say and what he's been doing, so they want to come and join us, so that's kind of cool. There's definitely going to be a story there. Right, so the Order Hall, as you can see, it's a little bit dark, definitely in keeping with the Necrolord feel. If you like bright, cheerful places, this might not be the spot for you to come to. No rest for the dead. Okay. I hope you're settled. There's no rest for the weary in Maldraxxus. Kind of getting that idea. It looks like you're already leading us into a new story.
Every defeat is a lesson.
So that, I think, is the end of chapter 1. So it's...
In the name of the Primus.
Yep, there we go. Loyal to the Primus. That's chapter 1 completed. So we will leave that here for now, and we will either continue with chapter 2, or if there's a story for these people that have come away from the traitor, we might follow that. I think we need to speak to Baroness Dracker first. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!